Hi, friend. These last few days have been particularly tough, and I'd like to take a moment to sit down and talk through them with you, with everyone. For those of you who may not be in the loop in the news cycle, the mega company Activision-Blizzard has recently been taken to court after a multi-year investigation which has uncovered what has been described as systemic sexual harassment. This whole recording, this whole video needs a bit of a content warning. It's an uncomfortable thing to talk about, to write, to communicate, to record. This whole process is deeply unsettling and deeply uncomfortable, because what has happened is egregious. And a few things need to be said right from the start. Innocent until proven guilty is an important part of our legal system. There's going to be comments, there's going to be people saying, the court of law hasn't found anything yet, it's only a lawsuit. But while I agree that nobody should go to prison until the evidence has been heard and weighed and judged fairly by a group of peers, the evidence is overwhelming. Blizzard have made their return statements, and I think we can pretty comfortably make up our minds now. So, to start off, some backstory. I have been a Blizzard fan basically my entire life, and many people who have been putting out messages like this and make content about these games have been saying the same thing. Asmongold released a video not long ago in particular, and he talks about being a fan for over 25 years. I'm not quite as old as he is, but I'm coming on 22 years. I was 6 years old when I first got to experience StarCraft, and later Warcraft 3. These games shaped my childhood. Blizzard was a company that we put up on a pedestal. We worshipped these rock stars like Chris Metzen, Mike Morhaime, Jeff Kaplan, literal rock stars of the video game industry, came together and made these incredible games. My birthday celebration for the last, I have no idea how many years, have been moved around, because usually in November, have been moved around to coincide with BlizzCon. I would have friends and family come over each year to my place, and we would have some drinks, and we would watch BlizzCon as my birthday bash. Some of my most memorable birthdays was the year that Stefano fought Marine King for the StarCraft crown. It was an incredible match. Only a few years ago, the dominant Vancouver Titans in Overwatch got beaten at the BlizzCon stage by the San Francisco Shock. It was incredible to watch. We watched the arena tournaments. I've had friends fly to BlizzCon to compete in the Blizzard arena. I've got to spend my birthday cheering on people that I know, that I care about, at Blizzard tournaments. I've made friends through World of Warcraft. I've made lifelong friends through these games, through StarCraft, through Overwatch, through World of Warcraft, through Diablo. Every year of BlizzCon was special because the entire product stack from Blizzard had that Blizzard quality. BlizzCon wasn't just World of Warcraft, it was all the other games. I've got friends who don't play video games really at all, that they don't get it, who have sat down on an Xbox and picked up Diablo 3 and just dove into the game and fell in love with the lore and the storyline and the game and won't play another game. They played Diablo, they loved it, and that was it. That was, that one experience, insular experience, was enough for them. Blizzard has always had that sheen. Before and after the Activision takeover, they always made high-quality games. And that's why now it feels like we've been betrayed, almost. I can't think of a better word for it. Activision and Blizzard, as one company, have have betrayed us. They've put out these perfect products and put these people up on pedestals, these people that we have cared about, we've watched, we've interacted with in the community, only to find out later that these rock stars, they were complicit in or actively partook in harassment against their co-workers, and much, much worse. These reports are truly damning. The lawsuit papers mention a toxic frat boy culture, and I'd like to address what that actually looks like. I worked for a large company, and we were told to create a boys' club. It was part of the management training there. And everyone was encouraged to join. Men, women, all the staff. All the staff were encouraged to join the boys' club. It was a way of building the team, so to speak. The boys' club, which included women, included men, included all our members of staff that wanted to join. We were encouraged to go after work and have drinks, go to events together outside of work, and really build a friendship that was deeper than just us being colleagues, just deeper than us being employees. And it worked really well. At the time, we all loved being friends outside of work. That was the boys' club culture that they were trying to foster, was a place where we weren't just colleagues, we were friends. And sure, there were some bad apples that worked there, and the boys' club allowed us to have a way of actually speaking with them and saying, hey, dude, what you're doing is kind of toxic. It's kind of not okay. Without it being, such a workplace event, it allowed us to have those harder conversations with our colleagues about, hey, what you're doing is not okay. And it worked really well. That boys' club was nothing like what this report is talking about. And the report from dozens of current and ex-employees and the truly brave people who have come forward and said, hey, what is happening in this company is not okay. This report describes a culture of targeted, repeated harassment, underpaying women compared to their male colleagues, seemingly systemically and intentionally over decades. It describes a management team who are either woefully underqualified to be managers or intentionally complicit in harassment. It seems like now it's a case of a few good apples are all that's left, and the rest of the tree is rotted out, and it needs pruning. There are wonderful, talented, incredible people still at Blizzard. People trying to affect change from the inside. People who had the same dream as a child that I had, that we had, of trying to work for the rockstar company that was Blizzard. And I hope that this report becoming public is the start of Blizzard finally becoming the company that we all wished it was this whole time. We all thought that it was this whole time. Blizzard have a chance here to fix themselves. They have decades of goodwill that they have done their best to flush down the toilet. That goodwill is now gone. It's firmly gone for a lot of us. The glass has shattered. And they will need to do something to repair that. It is time for Blizzard to have a redemption arc. They need to hold those accountable that need to be held accountable, and they need to hold them accountable in public. They need to do that so that we as a community, as players, as casual fans, can see that Blizzard is actually changing the direction of the company. They need to pay people fairly, equitably, based on their accomplishments and their skills, and not based on their gender. They need to have an independent internal phone number or something that people can call and talk about harassment and talk about toxicity in the workplace. And it needs to be someone completely separate from Blizzard that they get through to, so that you're not just speaking to HR. Because I'll remind you, human relationships, human resources is a company's way of dealing with humans that it works with. It's not a way for humans to affect change to the company. It's a way for the company to affect changes to humans. It needs to be independent, and that is why. It needs to put in place public salary disclosure for each role within the company. You don't need to do it for everyone, right? I don't need to know exactly what Joe Smith is making, but I know that Joe Smith is this role and this role gets paid XY. Right? There can be some variation depending on skills and talents and whatever, but it should never be huge. It should, if I do X job, I get Y pay with Z benefits. The games that Blizzard make have always had a history of being exceptional quality. Even lately, even Battle for Azeroth, it was great. Shadowlands has been great. Overwatch is great. Diablo 4 looks amazing. But time and time again, Blizzard have ruined their great games with stupid decisions. And now we can see why. The company that they're working for is stressful. It's horrible. It's a bad place to work. The reason why, whenever Blizzard makes these statements or puts in these stupid systems or makes a stupid decision, and they come across as tone deaf, it's because they are tone deaf. And it's time for change. I'd like to wrap this up and say, however you feel, however you need to process this knowledge, it's never okay to take your grief or your stress out on everyone else. These last few days that we've been watching this unfold, there has been a lot of toxicity. And I understand why people feel the way that they feel. What I don't understand is people's reaction. I don't understand why people feel the need to attack other members of the community. I don't get it. Don't lash out at devs. Don't lash out at writers. Don't lash out at musicians or people that have worked on the game or no longer work on the game or are currently working on the game. Don't lash out at other players. If you feel the need to stop playing the game, stop playing the games. Do it. Take a step back. Help yourself. Help your mental health. If you feel the need to just go and hang out in Silvermoon Forest and just chill and remember a better time, do it. And if you disagree with how someone else decides to process, if you think they shouldn't play the game because you're not playing the game, or if you think they should play the game because you are playing the game, keep it to your fucking self. Shut the fuck up about it. What needs to be talked about, what needs to be heard right now, is not how best to play or not play the game. What needs to be heard now is the voices who are speaking up, the people who are saying what has been happening at this company. They're the people who need the space right now, and it is being drowned out by toxicity towards people who just don't deserve it. We need to shut the fuck up so that people can share their stories and be actually heard. Hopefully this video hasn't gone on too long. I'm sorry, I felt the need to write something and put it all down on paper and try and process my thoughts myself. I'm not going to quit WoW. Not yet. I love the game. I love the intellectual property. I love the characters. I'm attached to them. But what I will be doing is watching this trial closely, watching these court documents as they come out, watching the reaction from the members of the internal teams to see what Blizzard does to change. Because Blizzard needs to change. And they need to change desperately. And they need to change rapidly, or they'll lose us all as players. And maybe now is the time for them to lose us. And if now is the time for them to lose you, that's the right decision for you. But it's not quite the right decision for me. Not yet. But it's getting there. Thanks for watching.